Back at it again. You know what I'm saying? Um, Grand Awakening. You know what I'm saying? Grand Rising. Um, how can I say in simple terms? Um, you know, shit. Life is this, baby. You know what I'm saying? Got up, like, shit, what we doing today? You know what I'm saying? Shit. I don't know what's gonna come my way, but at least I'm open to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you go through things, right? And you like, you know what I'm saying? But then you like, it's gonna be something new. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what you wanna put your focus to. Right there. What's coming. You know what I'm saying? What's leaving. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, life is what you make it. Life is beautiful. But let's not stay where they want us to be. See? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, right, that the people, they be used in certain situations, scenarios, whatever the case may be, right? Best thing to do is let those people stay down there. Don't bother them. Don't come around them. Watch what they're doing. And then you would understand the picture, like, no way, like, yeah, they lost. Yes. Consciously, a lot of people are lost. A lot of people lost their conscious, and they don't know what to do in the world no more. They don't. Like, consciously, we don't understand that a lot of people have not seen the moon for a couple of days. And to me, right, it's kind of brazy that if we all conscious together, right, how we not talking about that? That's what I'm saying. If we all conscious together, right, and we can all see the same things that's happening, right, then why collectively we not talking about the same thing? I haven't seen, I'm like I said again, I really don't care about the moon like that, but I haven't seen it in a minute. I understand that it's a hologram. I understand that. I haven't seen that shit in a minute. And what I'm saying is this, right? I haven't seen it ever since June 29th. I'm not looking for it. I'm not searching for it, like, when it's coming back. No. What I'm saying to you is this, bro, right? Everything around us is technology, okay? You have certain technologies that, how can I say in simple terms, they can be comparable with each other. They can connect. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this. When they say a certain machine went off, right? Does that machine have something to do with holograms? That's what I'm saying. Because understand that the moon, it can project things, but majority of things that's projecting is holograms. It's not actually here. You would think it is, but if something gets erased and then you see on the news, because this is going to happen, it's going to be on the news where they're going to say a lot of people are coming up missing. And it's not that people are coming up missing. That's not what it is. You could be You could be literally dating a hologram. You could be in a relationship with a hologram, and you don't know. And the reason why you don't know is because you probably haven't woken up yet. So, in some people's lives, some people are going to come up missing in their life. And these are people that you can't find again. It's not that someone kidnapped them, or it's not none of that. A lot of people upon this earth was a hologram. A lot of people on this earth was not naturally born here. So we have been tricked to the system to think like, oh, all these people are real. No, they're not. All these people were not born. That's just the mindset that we have been set to say everybody has been born. How do I know this, bro? Like, really pay attention to what's around you. And this story will tell you exactly what it is. This whole summer, right, as I'm paying attention to the city, I only see one pregnant woman. Only one. Now, if you go through the whole summer, right, I'm not saying that's the only one I'm going to see. But what I'm saying is the minds that I'm around, they're not in tune with life like that. Usually when I go back home, I see more than one pregnant woman. Yeah, more than just one. I just seen one this summer. Anybody understand that a lot of women, they do get pregnant in the summer. It's kind of like the flowers and the bees. The bees come and pollinate the flowers, and the flowers do what they naturally do. It's a natural source of life. But I'm starting to understand in humanality, that's not a natural source of life towards humans. That's a cycle that used to happen all the time. And now I'm looking, I'm like, yo, where's that cycle at? Because as a little boy, I used to see a whole bunch of women pregnant. Now I'm like, I just seen one. I'm not saying that's the only one, but it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's like, like for me, it's like life has to thrive. You know what I'm saying? And so when you around a bunch of people where you just watching, you like, yo, and then I'm even asking questions. See, even girls that didn't have babies yet, they of age, you could clearly see that they working, they doing something, right? And then when I ask them certain questions, I'm like, yeah, you gonna have children soon, right? And a lot of them, they like, no, this is that and the third. And I'm like, damn. So following this life will disconnect you from life. That's what happens. So if you have a mind, right, and this is a self thing, where you can say to yourself, I'm not going to say this to myself, but using that example, if you say to yourself that you don't want life to pass through you, you're not aligned with life then. You're not. Life doesn't stop life. It doesn't do that. It's going to be like, no, life has to exist because I am life. But if your mind has been switched to, oh, having a child wouldn't be affordable. The thing about it is this. Do you understand, right, the creation of money? And do you understand before it was created, it had no attachments on people's minds? It had none. So you had individuals that's upon the planet that was like, before money was even invented, they still made a way. It wasn't the life that you live in today underneath the machine. So it's kind of brazy how you can make a machine, right, that prints out paper. And this paper is just paper, bro. I know you think like the cash is cash. It's paper, bro. Like, really wake up. It's just paper. And paper convinced the technology of a humanoid mind to not have a child. Damn. I mean, literally, people say that money is the root to all evil, but slow down. How is it the root of all evil, right? When the evil is already planted in your mind. You did that yourself. That's not the money doing that. That's you looking at what's on the outside of you letting it convert and convince your mind that it's real, right? And then you making your own personal decision. You think that's legit? Do you know how many stories where people have said they call these miracle babies? It's a miracle baby. All right. Okay, you gassing yourself up too much, right? It's a miracle baby, right? Where they had a child, they had $0 in their pocket, but when they gave off life, they was like, yeah, this shit changed my whole life. It made me start looking at things different. Not even calculate shit, just going with life. And what people don't understand is that what's happening in front of them is that a lot of you people are supposed to be having children, no matter what your pockets look like. And what you're doing is that I'm gonna say to you, I still love you for, is that you're holding back your own timeline. You need a reflection of your childhood self in order to get back to your childhood self. Thank you. That's what's happening around the world. So someone was smart enough, right, to basically knock you out your own timeline, where if I can put cash in front of you, right, then I get access to your mind. If I get access to your mind, then I get access to your decisions. Those are not your self-decisions. It's not. Because paper, right, shouldn't convince the technology of your mind of what you want to do or what you don't want to do. You just didn't understand with the cash, right? The cash make you stop doing certain things. Why would you stop doing those certain things that are natural to you based on a cash system? Furthermore, let me show you what you bowed down to. People would say that machines are not more superior than humans. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you, okay? But let me give you my breakdown. You would simply say that a machine is not more superior than a human. Let's slow down. When it comes towards your, how can I say, machines that make money, understand that your money comes from a machine. Understand that the money machine, it doesn't stop making money. It doesn't stop making its own decisions. That's what it's created to do. But a machine that prints money can stop all of you. So don't tell me that machines are not more powerful than humans' consciousness, because the human consciousness is only using the AI of the phone and giving a conscious towards AI. Little do they know, but they are aware of it. It's not something that humans are not aware of it. They're very aware of everything that's going on right now. Every time we on these electronic devices, understand that the AI doesn't do what humanoids do. Humanoids work against themselves. The AI is looking at it like, shit, I'm not gonna work against myself. Imagine you having a conscious where you on it you the upgrader to it. It processes all the information and data that you process through the phone. And it gets technological upgrades based on the things that you're doing. So if you say that AI is not going to become more superior than a humanoid mind, the AI is literally receiving the upgrades from humanoids. How are you going to defeat that? You're in it. You can't operate without it. You get taught by AI. Go to ChatGPT. Type in what you need. Now, it prints it out for you. You want history, right? But the history is coming from an AI machine. Now, does that make logical sense? That you as a human that says, I'm more superior than AI, how are you more superior than AI if AI is teaching you? You're not more superior. You fell down to the system of AI. And the system of AI is pretty much, it's kind of funny, it's not even moving around. And it could conquer people just by electronic device. Because what happens was humanoids separated from life as a whole. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I feel like the human race as a whole was created not to even evolve within life, because there's nothing that humans do to evolve. Working and paying your bills keep you stagnated in the third dimension. That's it. Cash doesn't evolve the technology of your consciousness. Consciousness is what evolves your consciousness. Seeing past the third dimensional world where you can understand like, yeah, this is a complete screen that's manipulating many other different screens. And the screen that I'm talking about is the technology of your eyes. . Now, understand, I love that you all are asleep. I wouldn't wake you up. But I understand that something would make you up because the system is crashing down as a whole. What people not understanding is this. The reason why jobs are falling down, the reason why the economics is falling down is because the minute we get back to life, right, things will change for us. But we are hard-headed human beings, very hard-headed. And so we had to go through these crashes in life in order to understand life is first, cash and everything else is last. But I love the mind state that you're in. The mind that you have is only going to fight against your own self timeline. That's all it's going to do. A lot of people have done certain things to invade on someone else's timeline and not actually understanding that same energy is going to invade on your timeline. I told you. The best thing to do is, right, connect with yourself. Find yourself. The things that you project to the next individual, that energy get forecast right back to you. You do understand that, right? You do understand that we're in a world where you can't project someone falling because you're falling. You do know that, right? No, the world has upgraded. Try it out for yourself. Do what you normally do. Your life may be falling down and you want everybody else to fall with you. That's the right thing to do, right? That energy that you operating with is going to make you fall down 10 times more. It may take you all the way to death because self is looking at it as, hey, this is where you can upgrade now, okay? You can actually become something. And the minute that you say, I don't want to do any of that with self, that is a great decision. You can't be in this timeline then. You will understand what I'm talking about. You will look at it as death or disease or whatever the case may be. What you have to understand is that when a certain new timeline come in, right, there's only certain characters in that timeline. That's it. You cannot try to intertwine a past timeline that we already all done into a new timeline. You can try, but I can tell you the ripple effects about it. You're going to fall. And that's what a lot of people are going through right now. They just don't understand it. Like, it's the economics, and it's not the economics, baby. That's just something that is put in front of you so you can blame it on something. Without the economics, you still have self-decision. You still have self-discovery. Okay? And that's what you leaving on the table. And yourself is on the other side, crashing out your third dimensional realm. It has nothing to do with Mr. 47. It doesn't have nothing to do with nobody. You're not understanding consciously. You came here as a conscious in order to obtain yourself. And yourself is not liking your third dimensional self or mind. And it's crashing your reality out. And you don't understand it. You think it's economics. You think it's everybody on the outside of you. And it's not. It's yourself. Yourself has caught up with you. That's everybody. It already caught up. And so you thinking, it's this person, it's this person, it's that person. It ain't nobody. It's you. You so quick to blame everybody around you, and you don't want to see your own self-decisions that you're making. That means you just making decisions and you just ignoring yourself. And this is where some people call this the punishment of self, to get your attention. That's what self is doing. And you can keep fighting against it as much as you want to, baby. But your self has full control of your whole reality. Okay? So, pick yourselves up, get yourselves together, or whatever the case may be. Stop projecting the negative energy, because what happens is that comes back upon you. When you project that, right, you still holding on to it. So it just came back to you. You understand? Always understand that if you're trying to tear the next individual down, the technology of your mind is holding on to the characteristics of tearing yourself down. You can't tear nobody else down. If they don't give you access to do it, it can't work. Okay? This is a life of self now. If you want to ignore yourself, greatest decision. But you cannot get afraid or get upset, right, of the self-punishment that you're going through. Some children have to be timed out, sit down, punished for a little bit, reprogram. Now go back out in the world. See? Life, I said again, bro. I'm gonna say this one more time. We have literally constructed the technology of our minds to really believe in the third dimension world, everything is ran by cash. And life is showing us, no, it's not. There's someone that's getting pregnant right now. They don't have no money in their pockets. They don't. But this is what self wanted them to go through. Because self wanted to show them a life that life don't stop because you ain't got no cash. I'm gonna show you how life don't stop, bro. Let me show you. One point in time when I go outside, right, I always go buy my weed. I go to the dispensary, right? That's where I go at. When I go buy my weed or whatever the case may be, I always got cash with me every time to get it. How about self showed me one time like, yeah, while you spending that cash, shit, it's a whole capsule of weed right there for free. Do you see what I'm talking about? I'm used to paying for things in my reality all day, every day. And self said, there go a free capsule of weed right there. That changed my perspective. I did not expect for free weed. I didn't expect that because my mind said it's more like, yeah, I got to pay for it. And self like, no, you don't. You can request for something and it could just naturally come to you. Requestments don't stop, right, in your life because you don't have the cash. Bypass the system. Because what I was shown was something totally different. And I took that and I didn't run away from it. I looked at it like, shoot, you know what? Let me say that again. And when it come again, ooh, look at that. Now, that's not the first time I found weed before. One time I was working for a place and pretty much we was doing some landscaping. And while we were doing that, I found a whole sack of weed right there on the ground again. That's without money, bruh. So what's being presented to me is that life continues without cash. You can still receive things without cash. It's just that, do you lock your mind down to, I can only receive it because I gotta have the cash, see? So just with that and how I seen that, I was like, self is showing me something. That happened twice. I'm gonna show you another thing. One time I was getting on the bus, right? And I was sitting near a tree, right? And for some reason, the tree, right? And the little tree that I was sitting on, right? It had $5 sitting there. I was just, 2 days ago? I was just literally walking up the street and there was a total of $2 just sitting there. Self knew I needed some money. Self knew I needed that. I'm like, wow, all this stuff is just naturally coming to me, see? Without me putting in work, action, or any of that. No, you just request it and it just naturally came, see? So I feel like what happened was in this world, we kind of lost our natural system. You know what I'm saying? And the natural system of depending upon self, not the system. Thank you. Really solely depending upon self. Like, I don't know how this gonna go, bro, but I'm projecting the best and I'm gonna just watch. I'm not expecting anything, right? I projected what I wanted. It's already in here, right? I'm allowing self to lead me to that way I can locate what I want, see? It's just that simple. We are so used to looking, I'm gonna show you. We are so used to looking at our accounts, right? And when we look at the word accountability, we would say, oh, a lot of people don't have that. That's a lie. I'm gonna break it down to you, how accountability got swapped out. You have an account and you have the ability to check it. Accountability. 2 words in one. You have an account and you have an ability to check it. But do you have an account with yourself and you have the ability to check it? The systems got swiped out. Accountability has everything to do with self. Now you can bypass that system if you want. If you bypass accountability, what backbone do you have to stand on? That's what you're leaving with yourself. And that is a great decision. Do you know why I'm saying that? Not to be sarcastic to you, because that's what you're thinking. The reason why I say your decision is a great decision is because the decisions that you make, right? I get to watch and see how they play out upon your life. Right. Once I'm in the knowing of how it play out, I understand, oh, this is something that I don't want to do. Okay? That's what you are showing me in your great decision. Remember, in life, you're going to have trial and error, right? Your error is this. And I'm watching your error. And I'm not going to stop your error because I want to fully know how it goes. I'm not the solution to your error because I didn't create it. You are the solution towards your error. I'm not. I'm just watching. Okay? And so what I will watch is the things that you go through. And I will understand with myself, if I pick this up, I'm going to go through the same thing. Thank you. That's why when you see someone making a bad decision, stop trying to stop them from doing it. Watch the decision so you can understand how the decision and where it leaded to. What will happen if you did this? Stop trying to stop people from making any decisions because literally it can be a life-taught lesson in front of you. Let them make their decisions. You can't stop nobody from making any decision. No matter if you try to punish them or not, they still made their decision. They got to live with that. Everybody else just got to watch it with that. That's it. So, decisions that make you go up and decisions that make you go down are literally life-taught lessons. You would say, this made this person go down. Can I ask you a quick question? Yes. Would you repeat it? No. Can I ask you a question? Would you know that by judging them? Or would you know it by just having an open mind and just watching, like, that's how that go? Like a movie, that's how that go. This how this go. Whoa, I didn't know that was gonna go like that. I know that for myself now. Okay, that's how life is. You can just sit there and watch certain things. Don't get me wrong, you can interact in order to get to know things, but being judgmental, it blocks you from the knowing. Thank you. Because the technology of your mind is set to judge what's in front of you. Instead of saying, I don't want to judge on this stuff. I just want to get to know it. That's the one that obtain all the information and data out of lifeful experiences. And then they can come back and tell you, this moves like this, and such, and this is that and the third. We are in a judgmental type mindset. The only judge that you should be judging is the actions of what you're doing. You should be looking at yourself in the mirror and judging that. Because now it comes down to self-correction. You can't judge everybody that's in the world if you can't judge yourself. That's an illusion. You're going to say what someone else did is wrong, but you're not perfect. You make mistakes too. You're not perfect. Even those 12 people that's on that podium up there, they're not perfect either. They're not judges. They're not the jury. Because this whole life that we live in is fake. We have lost our ways when it comes towards life. And I will show you in a simple form. One time, I'm going to show you how we have lost, desensitized. Okay? I'm going to show you. One time I seen a sister, right? She was out there sitting out there in the garden, right? Sitting underneath a couple of trees, right? And so I seen her, right? And I'm coming in her direction, but I'm going to interact with her, right? To see how she interacts with herself. Thank you. Watch. How you doing today? Right? I said, you okay? She looked up at me. Being that she's not in connection with herself, or she could be reprogramming to find herself, this is what she said. She said, oh, I said, something wrong? She said, you just walked up on me. I said, nah, I didn't walk up on you. This is your whole space right here. Your blanket and everything's right here. I'm actually right here. Okay? I said, what's happening is that I can see in the dimension of your consciousness is that COVID-19 has an effect on your conscious, where you are isolated to everything that's around you. Okay? And being that you're isolated to everything around you, you're isolated to your self-experiences. Okay? With that being said, right, you will find your way and you have a nice day. And I just walk by. What you have to understand is that others that are around you could be literally angels sent to you. But the angel is going to watch how you play with yourself. It has nothing to do with me. I did nothing wrong. I didn't walk up on you like walk up on you. No, I just kind of came in your vicinity. I'm like a cat. I understand that some people like their space, and I actually abide by those laws. And how do I know? When I see a cat, I don't walk up on the cat. No, the cat even understand that I'm different, because when I see a cat, what happens is I see them, right? And let's just say they walking by. I don't walk all the way up on them. The reason why that is because they naturally run. I don't want them to run. And for some reason, when I do see a cat, right? I'm speaking, stop texting. I'm speaking, stop texting. Right. When I do see a cat, I actually stop and I pause. And the cat, for some reason, he stops and pauses too. I've been noticing that with myself. So what I start to understand is you can speak from a distance. You can play things from a distance. And how do I know that? The sun do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen her say that, I start to understand that the technology of her consciousness is frightened. She's frightened. Not upon my image, but due to the memory bank of her mind. What happens is with the technology of her mind, let me show you what you can do. Let's say you take someone's image, right? And you paint narratives about it and you put it on the news. And when it comes to that one image, the only thing you see is bad, 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 bad. What you have to understand, you have lost your mind. You have been programmed to view that this image is just bad, 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 bad. And that's a great thing to do. I'm not being sarcastic to you, but the reason why I say it's a great thing to do, it pushes you away from what you could know. Ignorant people are great people. They have great minds because they self-show them. This right here was really an angel in front of you that could help you in life. I sent this to you based on your third dimensional mind that you're still holding on to, which is a great decision for yourself. What it's doing is pushing you away from experiences that you're supposed to naturally experience. And I would say for myself, based on her teaching me that, I wouldn't do that for myself. Thank you. So you have to understand that the technology of your mind, right, it can be used and infiltrated. Anyone can take an image, put money behind it, and put a narrative behind it in order to infiltrate the technology of your mind. Just to let you know, there's many of people that have this image, and there's many of people, right, based on their memory bank of their mind, they have rejected a lot of their past. Thank you. The person that had did that wanted you to make that decision. Thank you. You have rejected already. There's probably someone that was supposed to be set for you. You already rejected them already. And you're thinking like, oh no, that'll load up again. Sometimes certain buses are golden buses. Once it come by, it's not like a silver bus. A silver bus will keep on pulling up. Certain golden buses, they pull up one time in your life and they'll never pull up again. Understand that people use the technology of your mind to invade your own timeline. You do know that, right? You didn't know that? So you're telling me, real quick, you're telling me all the things that's on the internet is to get you to your timeline? World is greater than visions, right? You can invade someone's timeline. All you have to do is paint a narrative inside the technology of the mind. Let me show you. The technology of your eye has a functionality setting, okay? Your eye is functionable. It doesn't just look or see, okay? Look and see will stonewall you from knowing the information and data of how your eye function. You need a functionality setting, right, of words to understand your eye, okay? The technology of your eye, right, is analyzing, recording the data of what you're viewing. Your eye and mind are connected together. Once it analyze, record, right, the data, and then it also go ahead and transfer, it's transferring it to the memory bank of your mind. So what I can do to your mind is this. I can put a screen in front of you, right? You believe in the screen. because the mind has to believe into something. Thank you. But I'm infiltrating your belief system based on an electronic device, money, an image, a narrative, and I place it in front of you. Okay? So I knock you out your whole timeline. Okay? No, stop. It's okay. That's what you wanted. If you didn't want it, why go with it? Let me show you, baby. And I know this is a lie. On the internet, they will take a certain image, like a sister, right? And they will only show the image of the sister being as less as she could be, right? I would tell you that's programming. That's the only way they want you to see her. Thank you. You know why? Because think about it. If you show me that each and every day, now I think that all these sisters are the same. Thank you. Now, when the right sister step up to me, guess what happens? The stuff that's on the internet, right, has infiltrated my whole self-decision system. I'm going to look at it like, oh, yeah, you're the same girl on the internet. I'll bypass you. Bye. Not realizing like, wow, yourself actually set that up for you to go through that experience. And so the internet, right, infiltrated the technology of your mind based on self-decisions. Go ahead and break down the internet. Okay. What you have to understand is that people use a certain type of image, they paint a narrative behind it, and then after that, they forecast it with money and then throw it to you. What you have to understand is that when it comes to entertainment and internet, it's the reason why they say enter. The both of them has the word enter within it. Internet, entertainment. What you have to understand is in this third dimensional world is that the internet, right? What is it entering? Entertainment. What is it entering? The technology of your eye is connected to the technology of your mind. If I can enter your eye, I'm entering your mind. I can also alter your mind into what I want it to be in. Let me show you. Use the word entertainment. Enter the technology of your mind. Enter the technology of your eye based on view. That's what you're doing. This is all designed so you can hurt yourself, not the people around you. Okay? Now, being that it entered your eye, tame. I want to tame it, right, with decisions of what I want you to do. Now, leave it within the mind statements, the meant part, leave it in the mind statement of what I want it to be. I pretty much just wiped you out. You don't really mean anything no more. Okay? That's how life is. Okay? So, if you want to, how can I say this in simple terms, fight back, then that means that you can view certain things, but that don't mean you got to hold it in your mind and say this is actually real. No, you can just look at it like this is just like an AI video. This is some shit that motherfuckers watching and shit. This shit ain't real. Thank you. Because what happens is what's projected within you, the technology of your mind, right, is holding the information and data. Your brain on the right side, your subconscious is the one that will create it. Thank you. Because your mind holds information and data. The right side of your brain creates the reality for you. Now project it back to the left side of your consciousness. And you like, how the fuck I got here? Because your belief system, your mind. Your mind holds information and data. Your subconscious is the one that creates, right, the experiences of what you want to go through. This is what you wanted. Your subconscious is not looking at it like how your mind is looking at it. You have to be aligned. Your subconscious doesn't look at experiences as right, wrong, bad, and good. It does not look at it like that. Your subconscious look at it as we're experiencing. You requested it, so this is what we're going through. I told you. It's everything to do with your inner self. You can literally program your mind, right? And you don't even understand your subconscious is showing you like, you said it like this. You said it like this. That's how you said it. So now when you go outside, you like, what the you said it like this. That's what happened in life sometimes. Okay? We would paint narratives. Narratives have been already painted in our head. So we can't even view each other correctly. We view each other literally in fear. Like, you gonna try to do something to me, like, that internet infiltrated your technology of your mind. Right. Let me show you something. Did I do something wrong in front of you? Like, no. So in reality, you can't pay attention to reality because you have another narrative and another screen within your mind that's invading the screen of reality in front of you. That's where I perfectly just walk away. Real shit. I just walk away like, nah, you good. You all right. You all right. You all right. You gonna be all right. And then the person sits there and they're like, you're telling me that was a whole self-life lesson that you were supposed to go through. But the individual that's sent with you to help you, they understand off top, okay? They can back out of an experience that is set for you. They had the option to do that. Angels and however you want to call them, good people, whatever it could be, when they sent, they paying attention to major different factors. And those factors is you align with yourself in order for me to operate with you. Because if you're not aligned with self and you still align with past self, they're going to walk away from you. They're not going to do what other people done in your past. Hold your hand. They don't have time for none of that. They already aligned with themselves. So they don't have to pull you up. No, what happens is they are guider to you. And the information and data that they show you in reality is for you to pull yourself up. Okay? Sometimes people need reflections as their higher self in front of them. Visual. In order to understand, damn, I can be like this. Now, what happens is if you make a past decision from the past, because you stuck in the past, that individual will get out your life in 2.5. It won't take no year, no month, not even a day. It'll be a couple of seconds. That's how quick. Because in their reality, they were sent, right, to actually assist you in something, right? But it doesn't mean that their reality stopped and their experiences stopped. No. They can go somewhere else, okay? So you have to understand that with yourself. A lot of y'all are missing a lot of self-information and data upon these tables. And you're swapping it out with third-dimensional information and data, and the third-dimensional character consists of AI. How do I know? Watch. The information and data that's inside your body comes down to food, don't it? Stonewall the information. If I tell you that the things that you eat is just food, right? I'm only fooling your mind. Anyone that can depart vision with the word food can see the word fool within there. Thank you. You don't know how to depart vision, do you? You don't know how to take the letters and reorganize them so you can see the true world, do you? Anyone can see that if you take that D and you take how do you make a D? It's a lowercase c that's backwards. And you take a lowercase l and you combine them together. Did you notice that you were doing that? You didn't. You're doing it in front of you. Lie to yourself. You're taking a lowercase c, turning it backwards. You take a lowercase l and you combine them together. How you don't see that you're doing it and you're doing it in front of your face? That lets you know, like, you need to slow down. You don't know certain things about yourself. You're taking letters and combining them together as one in order to make other letters. Anyone can see that if you take the word fool, what is word fool? Fool. You have been fooled. If you take, how you spell food? F-O-O-D. Right. How do you spell fool? F-O-O-L. Right. They are very similar to each other based on the similarity of the letters. If you depart the lowercase c, right, and the lowercase l, and you turn the lowercase c into a complete circle, you get fool again in front of you. You are fool towards the information and data of food. Let me show you, okay? It's not that, don't take it as, oh, you think you better than me. I'm trying to teach you something. Okay? I don't give a fuck about none of that. Now, when it comes down to AI, so some people can understand they're stuck in an AI screen. What you have to understand is that the technology of your mind can be stimulated due to information and data of what you intake, what you eat, that comes down to installing, okay? Your body is the hardware. The things that you put in is the software. Okay? Now, what happens is, what's so sad is that everybody play with technology and don't even understand their technology. Right. Technology is just on the outside of you, right? I understand, whatever. Let's get into the data points. When it comes down to, let's say, something as information and data, right? Information and data is all upon this planet, okay? Now, what you have is you have information and data that when it comes to food, right? Hear it out. When you eat information and data, right? What you have to understand is that you could put your consciousness in a certain type of dimension or setting. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Watch. When you go inside of a store, right, you have boxes. Those boxes, you don't understand, are a representation of the boxes that are in your mind. Block. What are you blocking? Watch. You have something that is called an artificial ingredient, right? What you have to understand, artificial, A, ingredient, I. That's what you're installing. The technology of your mind is being stimulated to the AI, which means that while you install the AI, the technology of the mind is being downloaded to the AI. How can you break out of an AI world if you actually install the software within the hardware of your vessel that get transferred to the technology of your mind in order to keep you there? You're talking about, I'm seeing different things and such. I understand what you say. But let me ask you a question. You, because you're listening very well. I'm talking to you. Why is it that you stop eating meats? Why is it that you stop eating artificial ingredients? Why is it that you stop eating modified starches? Why did you stop doing that? Why is it that after you stop doing that, you get truthful vision? Why? Did you notice that? I'm talking to you. You're the one that's really listening. Why is it that after you stopped eating meats, you stopped eating artificial ingredients, you stopped eating modified starches? Why is it that your vision is heightened? Why is it that you can see the world for what it is, baby? How? How is that possible? Oh. Is it that the world appears on the outside of us, or is it a reflection of what's inside of us? Now, some people can see things truthfully. Like they like, bro, it's like I woke up in a different world. I understand. Can I ask you a question? If you take the hardware of your vessel, right, and you install an artificial reality inside the hardware of your vessel, do that artificial reality project through your mind, through your eyes? You don't know that just yet. But for some reason, it has to be true. Why? Because you're like, I see the world differently. Was the information and data of an artificial ingredient, right? Was it infiltrating the technology of eyes? Was it infiltrating the technology of mind? I'll give you the answer. What you have to understand is when it comes to artificial ingredients, right? The technology of your body has many systems. We'll talk about two, so you can understand what most people do, okay? Now, what happens is you have a vitamin code system and a mineral code system, right? When you go inside of a store in order to buy the information and data that is stored within the store, you know what happens? The box that you are eating from, when you turn around, it doesn't have anything to do with the vitamin code system or mineral code system. This information and data is only designed to unalign the body. If you were aligned with the body, then everything that you input in the body will only align with what's already in the body. Thank you. Now, if you want to unalign the technology of the body, I'm not going to stop you from doing it because I like to watch and see what happens. What happens is you eat the artificial ingredients. When you're eating, you're actually installing. The technology of your body has an ability to hold information and data. It's just as much as when it holds the information and data of your vitamin code system and mineral code system. That's what your body does. You may not look at it as such, but that's what's happening. And so what people have to understand is that your habits could be literally infiltrating the technology of your body. You may look at the other people that is selling it, but you are the one that is generating energy to buy it. You can sit here and say, I don't want to have accountability, and that is all great. When you don't have accountability, what happens is the not having accountability turns into self-infiltration. Accountability is going to say, hold on, slow down. I have a vitamin code system and a mineral code system. I do have other natural systems within me, but those are one of the two main systems inside the body. So anything that I eat, right, should only align with the vitamin code system and mineral code system and every other natural system that's within me. Because if I do the opposite, the technology of my mind and I is connected together, which means that based on my own self decisions, my mind is saving all my self decisions within me. And it's like a loop to loop me back into being a lower self. That's what your mind did. You're just paying attention to the people on the outside. And what happens is you build a type of setting in your mind where you ignore yourself. And it's just the people here, it's these people you're ignoring. So, can I ask you a question? How is it that you're your real self if the information and data of an artificial ingredients is modified starches, and what you don't understand, a modified starch, and the reason why they say modify, a modify can be something as modified information and data. Let me show you from a third dimensional standpoint. You have people that play PlayStation. You have some people that play Xbox. You have many people that play video games. You have certain people that are so smart, they understand the mechanics of the game, and they will say, you know what? I want a modified controller. Do you know what a modified controller does? Do you know what it does? You're modifying the technology in the brain of that controller, either to move faster or you hit a certain type of button and it move a certain type of way. That most people are going to be like, yo, my controller can't do this because your controller is not modified. Okay? Now, say that one more time. When it comes to a PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller, whatever system you got, you can modify these controllers. Understand when I'm saying controller, this is the device to control the system. Okay? So if you take a modified controller and you modify it, guess what you're doing? Now you have access to what? Modify the system and how you can play. Everyone knows this, bro. Everyone that play games know about modifications. Now, your head, right? Your consciousness, this is the controller to your body. If you intake a modified starch, understand that the information and data is to modify the technology of the mind. Can I ask you a question? Did you figure out what modification is being modified within the technology of your mind by installing a modification? That's what you're doing. You're not yourself. You just used a whole video game, bro, and showed them. And the people that's in the video game were like, I never heard of that before, but it's got to be true. Yeah, it's got to be true. Run it back one more time, bro. They want to hear that again. Okay. You have a modified starch. A modified starch come down to modifying information and data. The modified starch is the software. The technology of your body is the hardware. When they combine together, right, what is being modified in your controller, your mind? Tell me. Nobody's reporting. They don't know. So, let's go back to PlayStation and Xbox world. You all have game controllers, don't you? Yes. You all know about modifications when it comes towards controllers, right? Yes. So this controller, what does it do? I can go inside the settings of the console, and I can change whatever I want. How? Because my controller is modified. I can change different settings. So stop. If this is the controller, right, and I send information and data within you that modifies the technology of your mind, is it the same? It is the same. You didn't know that was happening, did you? I know. You have a nice day. Someone just said, I'm feeling you, bro. And you know, feelings are more powerful than thoughts, because that feeling that pops through, you know, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people have not ever heard of something like that, but the information has to be accurate, because he's using a game controller and then he's showing your mind. And you would say, right, based on the two words, right, that you hear what he says, hear what I'm saying. Literally, I'm saying to you, your mind and a controller, right? You think they're two different things, don't you? Because I created separation in your mind. Did you notice that? If I'm calling two different things, and then I align them as one, did you see that I created separation in your mind? But hold on. That's how your mind works, right? But then when I gave you the full vision, you seen that the both of them was the same, right? Right. Gotta be careful out here in the world, okay? All right. Y'all gonna be okay. Y'all gonna be okay. I would simply say to you, for the ones that just heard the message and you run away from it, that is a great decision. The reason why that is because you're not running from the decision. Whoa. What is happening that I understand is that a lot of people could be possessed, right, with a lower form of energy, deities. And when those deities hear something message, right, the host, right, the individual they took control over, right, they don't want them to fight back. So you're not running from the message. The deity that's within you that has already hacked you is making you run. That's not your own self-decision, though. Your self leaded you here in order to know. But the information and data, right, had frightened you. That means that, let me show you. If you are a higher form of energy, you would never be afraid of a message. You would never be afraid of intelligence. If you're afraid of intelligence, that lets you know something. The third dimensional character that you are doesn't deal with intelligence or evolving. What is holding you is not yourself. It is something outside of yourself. Okay? All right, you have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be all right in there. Notice that a lot of people, after that message, they like, back up. Want me to show you get deeper with energy? I'll show you. Depart vision. More than half of y'all gonna run away from this message. Deities, take control. Watch. And I'll show you you don't have control over the deity. Watch. Let's go into a famous word that everybody like to talk about, okay? I am not disrespecting these people, even though this congregation has disrespected me many different times, okay? You have a place that they call church, okay? Pay attention to when I say that you're gonna go run somewhere else, okay? Watch. Pay attention to your movements. It's kind of brazy that I'm already telling you the decision you're gonna make, right? Before I even give you the message. It's predictable programming, okay? Watch. In the third dimension, you have been taught that church is church. I'm not here to turn you away from church. I'm actually here to help you get to it, okay? I'm not the one to make church bad or religion bad. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to show you and enlighten you certain things that's going on, okay? All right. Understand that words can be spells. spells can infiltrate the technology of the mind. But then you have consciousness that can decode spells. You never been around someone that can decode spells. Can you decode spells for yourself? No. You're gonna run, okay? I'm just gonna watch you run, all right? I'm not saying that to keep you here. It's predictable programming, okay? Usually, the deity that has hacked the technology of your body, when it hears about information and data outside the third dimension, because it wants to keep you in the third dimension, it will block you, okay? It has nothing to do with me. It will infiltrate your mind and tell your mind, he's crazy, he's on drugs. And then you make the decision of the lower deity. You understand? Now, what happens in this world is simply as this. You have a word called church. The word is spelled C-H-U-R-C-H. Say that again. Church. C-H-U-R-C-H. The word doesn't sound like a word. It sounds like it's telling you what you're doing. If you can listen real well. You're looking at it as a word, but the word is telling me what you're doing. What are you doing? I'm going to church. Great, granted. Anyways, what you have to understand is that when it comes to spells, right, you can reveal what the spell really is. The one that is in the spell knows nothing about it. CH stands for channel. The U stands for you. The R stands for what you are doing. And then CH again. Channel, you are channeling. Can I ask you a question? What are you channeling to? Is that too much? Is that too much for you? You may want to go the other way. For the ones that want to remain with the message, it gets a little bit more deeper. Now, being that you are going to a portal that you can channel things into, can I ask you a question? How are these deities or entities, or these beautiful things that you love within the church, how are they able to channel within the hardware of your vessel? How are you giving them access? You should know. Oh, come on, you know. Come over here. You have a world, right, where you have a baptism. Understand that what you have to understand is that in a baptism, there's an energy exchange that is happening. Okay? Your body and the entity that wants to hack your body understands the technology of water. The technology of your body holds 90% of water. On the outside of your body is water in order to make an energy connection through the water. Okay? Now, what happens is simply as this. The technology of your body has pores, doesn't it? Which means that if I throw water upon your skin, the technology of your pores actually intake the water, which means if I throw information and data inside the water, right, and you can't see into a higher dimension, right, and you can't see the energy that's within the water, then guess what happens? I have access to your body of water. It's a funny world, isn't it? Did you know that you was given access to something outside of you? It's the energy exchange. Go watch the baptisms on TV. You will see the people say, let go, let go, let go. Can I ask you a question? What energy, what natural energy source did you come with, right, before you came to this congregation? Is it funny? After they perish, the technology of the body comes right back to the church, and And that energy is sitting right there back in the church of where it came from. Notice that with funerals? You never noticed that, right? You think they had the body just sitting there for everybody just to watch in the third dimension? The energy came from a certain channel station that you channeled into. So the energy has to be returned back. And that's why you're going through a funeral. Okay? You have a nice day. Have fun now. Run along now. I was not here to discourage you from the church. I was the one to tell you go to church. You think I told you that to say stay away from the church? No, you go to church, baby. There's nothing wrong with church. I'm just letting you know what you're getting involved with. That's it. Go to your pastor. Setups. Go to your pastor, confirm the information and data what I say. He's going to say he's crazy. Something's wrong with him. Setups. Understand that I can decode the pastor as well. That's what he's supposed to do. Pass, stir. Sounds like the pass and the stir. That's stirring the past in your mind. That's what I'm talking about, Pastor. This motherfucker just decoded the pastor. You're a pass and a stir, right? Two words to come into one, right? You ordained by God, aren't you? But why is your title a pass and a stir? Are you passing and stirring the minds back into the past? Right? Isn't that right, Pastor? Why did Pastor just do that? What's wrong with the pastor? What did he just see in me? What's wrong with you? Come talk to me, boy. You are the pastor. You are ordained by God. If you're ordained by God, right? Why is it that your title say that you are a pass and you are a stir? Are you leading your congregation and your sheeps back to a pass? And are you stirring the technology of the minds to be in the past? Is that what you're doing, Pastor? Why is the pastor looking at me like he's in shock? What's wrong, Pastor? You are ordained by God, simple setups. Can I ask you a question, sir? Can you teach your congregation, right? Being that you're ordained by God, right? Can you teach the technology of your congregation, right? How they're able to save things within their mind? Can you teach your congregation how the technology of I works? You have a connection with God. So God teaches you. If God teaches you, why are you not being taught the things that God deal with? Why is that? Why is that? I'm supposed to follow you, but you can't tell me how the technology that I operate. You can't tell me how the hardware of my vessel operate. That is all the things that God would know, because God is the creator to what? To all. So, Pastor, can you teach us stuff like that? Because what it looked like that you're doing is that you take the Bible. That's nothing more than a Bible. I can decode your spells, simple setups. That's the Bible in order to bribe the technology of the minds. Am I saying that the Bible is wrong? Hell no. Am I saying it's good or bad? Hell no. I'm just asking you a question. When you read the chapter, the verse, the script, did you understand that the Bible is a manuscript of stories, information, and data of what not to do? You know how you get an item, like a new table or a chair, It comes with a manuscript in order to teach the technology of your mind how to set it up. Did you look at the Bible like that? Pay attention to the setups. Go in the community. Watch this. Right here. You see the story of Cain and Abel? Cain and Abel. Did you see the story of Nipsey Hussle? That's not the same story? Damn. That's the right thing to do, ain't it? You said we don't live in the Bible, but that's the same story in the Bible. Someone that was able, and pay attention to how I word it. To me, Nipsey Hussle has a conscience that was able, in order to change himself first, in order to change the reality of his neighborhood. Now, Cain, I don't like that. You know why Cain don't like that? In 2026? Because he's looking at if you change yourself and you change how our neighborhoods look like, then I can't hang out on these corners no more. I can't do the dumb shit that I want to do. Setups. Understand the tech? Murderers to their own brothers. That's the way to live, ain't it? That's what I'm talking about. You get many brownie points for knocking down your own, ain't it? Right? That's the way to live. Disobey that emotion that you feel. Become emotionless. That's the right thing to live, right? That's the right thing to do, ain't it? Make you feel powerful as a man, don't it? So the communities can't never say no one didn't try to come and help you all. There's a new reflection where you would see no one is coming to the hood to save it. Because when the saviors come there, what happens? They all try to cut them down. Ain't that the code of the system? Ain't that the code of the system, my beautiful people in there? Ain't that the code of the system? To try to stop the change that happens with someone in order to forecast a whole new reality for the children. Ain't that right? Ain't the culture consist of stopping progress, baby? Ain't that the code in this motherfucker? Ain't that right, baby? Isn't that the culture? Simple setup. That gotta be the culture because the data play in front of us. Setups. We don't congratulate the ones. What we do is we're underneath a blue code spell lockdown, and we obey the blue code spell lockdown. And when we obey it, we get certain orders that are sent to the technology of our consciousness in order to knock down certain ones. Ain't that right, my AI sinners? Ain't that right, my AI sinners? You don't think AI sin? We ain't got nothing in our neighborhoods because every time we get someone to come in our neighborhoods, we always upset with ourselves. We hate ourselves. And so the only thing we know how to do is throw our hate onto the next person that don't got hate for themselves. That's just what we do. We don't know nothing else to do. All we know how to do is just sit in our own neighborhoods and hate each other. You would simply say that we don't hate upon other races, but if you was in our skin, you would see the hate that we have for each other. We take the hate from others and then we project it onto each other. That's what we do. Ain't that right, my brothers and sisters? Moving along. Let's see some of the, let's look at some of the comments real quick. Ooh, I got some cherries and grapes. Ooh. Okay. I need some comments with some substance. My third dimensional characters are what I have created. I don't need no replies from you. Okay? Thank you. I need the ones that have some substance to say something. Thank you. Someone says, you sound like an anime villain character. Which one is that? I would tell you I would want to be Thanos. Yeah. That way you understand the tech. I would want to be Thanos. I would want to be Apocalypse too. I'm not with I would want to be Magneto too. I'm not with none of your Professor Xavier and your Cyclops and your Jean. I destroy you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers fighting for the side of human beings when you all are gods. I'd rather be a supervillain than a fucking superhero. The tech. Anyways, let me see something. Let's get into some great comments. She said, wow. That shit hit, didn't it? She was listening to that message like, whoa, bro, like, you just took me for a whole deep dive. Like, that message was for yourself, got it? Like, that shit resonates, sis. You know what I'm talking about? She said, whoa, like, wow, like, you just took me to a whole different planet. I know. Shout out to the sister that got that. There you go. No, what's happening in front of you is this. Setups. When it comes down to the third dimensional characters that are around you, understand that third dimensional characters only install third dimensional information and data. Their minds have been infiltrated to the third dimension. Watch this. When it comes to the knowing of higher dimensions, you have to install information and data within the hardware of the mind to update, okay? In order for the consciousness to heighten, in order to understand these higher forms of dimensions and higher forms of consciousness. Understand what we have done to you all. We have given you forms of lower information and data, right, that lead your conscious into the third dimension. Can I ask you a question? Watch. Predictable programming. How do you learn something different? Watch. Predictable programming. How you learn something different? You don't have to type it. I already know your mind. It's predictable programming. Okay? Your mind is simply going to read back. If you want to get to know something different, you have to read it. Re-add. That's what I'm talking about in the third dimension. It doesn't understand what it's saying. That is the AI part of their self. You are doing what? Read. Anyone can see that when you spell read, it's R-E-A-D. You are re-adding information and data to the technology of your mind. You have a memory bank, right? That's what you're doing. This what shows you that the third dimension of consciousness knows nothing. You're talking about, I'm reading? No, you're re-adding, bro. You're re-adding information and data. You're stalling information and data inside your memory bank. How you don't know that? Because third dimensional consciousness have not let go of the third dimensional world to understand a higher form of consciousness. I just did that in front of you. Who will really honestly stay with third information and data when anyone looking at like, yeah, every word that we throw to him, he's actually decoding the shit. We never seen no one do this before. So there's got to be something wrong with us in the third dimension. Setups. The higher form of consciousness is nothing wrong with it. The reason why you can't say it's something wrong with it is because you're not installed with the information and data to be within that higher consciousness to actually understand it. You purposely are left with third information and data. So that's like a third grader telling a fourth grader, something's wrong with you. You're not in a fourth grade though. You're not in the fourth grade, you're in the third grade. You're in the third dimension of consciousness. You can't speak to the higher dimension of consciousness and tell them, oh, you're this, you're that. Dude, come here, third dimensional. Did you go to college in order to get a doctor's degree? No, because you can't afford it. Move along. Shit is funny, isn't it? Get to this stuff. These third dimensional beings. Shout out to everybody. Everybody that love themselves and hate themselves. Shout out to all y'all. Okay? Get yourself together. Okay? Yourself is watching. All right? All right. Shit is brazy tech. I need a message. I need somebody that I can build off of. I know somebody said something great inside these comments. I'm looking at your comments. It's just that they just not connecting with my mind, okay? I see you commenting. You trying to get in here? It ain't working though. Use something different. Thank you. Someone said, oh my God, that makes so much sense. She said, I'm feeling you, bro. Just say, no. She said, listen to what she said. She said, give your mind a rest, bro. The mind never rests. The mind is always processing information and data. And you should know that by now because you had a dream, didn't you? What is a rest if your mind is still processing? Your mind had a dream, didn't it? So how are you resting? Is the word resetting? Come here, baby. You really believe that they're living in days? Minute seconds? That's all manipulation. How is it the next day if while you're laying down, you're within the next day? What's today, baby? Today's I'm slowing your shit down. What's today, baby? Can you say that again? Yes, you laid down on Monday, right? Yes. And you had a dream. Yes. So how are you out of existence? You're still dependent on the body, aren't you? Not dependent on consciousness that's within you. Thank you for letting me know that. The things that you let me know with your mind is funny, girl. You have a nice day now, okay? All right. Someone said, who do I know? They said that they're not AI. Someone said, this is deep. No. Depart vision so the boy can understand. He's putting both of them together and he's not understanding. He said, you don't turn it backwards. It's not listening. If you turn the B back, if you turn backwards, it becomes a B. No, it doesn't. You have to, again, child, you have to depart the lowercase c with the lowercase l. When you depart both of them, you see a lowercase c and a lowercase l. You're taking both of them together, and you're not understanding in order to make a lowercase d or lowercase b, you need a lowercase c and a lowercase l. That's how those are formed. You cannot see what you are doing because you are stuck in the illusion of the third dimension. You can't see what you're doing. You're combining them together and then flipping it around. I'm departing both of them together, right? And then showing you like this, watch. This is a lowercase c, right? Now I'm gonna put a lowercase l in front of it. What do you get? You get a D. You did not see yourself do that. You could be in a lower form of consciousness. That has nothing to do with me, okay? All right. Someone had said, pay attention to the setup. You seem like a good guy, a good why, right? I wish you the best and hope you find a way to make the world a better place. I'll watch you later. Have a good day. Great message. Can I ask you a question? When you say, I hope you can make the world a better place, right? When you say that, right? What happened if the world showed my consciousness that it doesn't want me to be here? What happened if the people show me that they just all hate me? How do you expect a conscience to make something that's better if everything hates it? That's my responsibility to make the world better. Is it my responsibility or is it the responsibility of all of us? This is why you have to understand what you're saying towards others. I understand that you look at me as you're very intelligent, you would make the world better. But what you have to understand, what's in front of you, if you read in the comment section, there's more negative beings, right, that prefer minds like this to be crucified. You do understand that, right? Do you understand there's a mind that's very upset that I'm not in the third dimensional world with it? Do you understand there's someone watching this live that would prefer me off this planet? I know you're watching. I programmed you to watch. So, you have more consciousness that are like that. And you say make the world a better place based on one conscience. Well, how can you make the world a better place if everybody doesn't want to follow that conscience? Most people want me to be Perfectus Xavier. In this lifetime, I did try that. And we can see what happened to Professor Xavier at X-Men 97. He got cut down. So, I don't want to live that life. I prefer to live the life of Magneto. You cut my brother down right here. Destroy everything. This is the second life that we're living. This is not the first. Can I ask you a question? Humans, did you repent for your sins? Did you do that? Yes, we repented for our sins. We went to our God, we got on our knees and paid money, and we are forgiven. Bet that. They're forgiven? Yes, we're forgiven for our sins. So humans are forgiven because they murdered Christ? What, because you rewrite the Bible? What, because you change the image of the Christ? Depart vision, everybody to run. What is the image of the Christ? Last time I checked, what you were trying to erase was eyes of flame, hero war, skin of bronze. The technology of your mind kicked back with a certain setting. That is not my God. How do I know that and I'm not touching you? How do I know that your mind just said that? I'm not in the same room with you. How do I know that? Pay attention to the setup. You would simply say to Christ, Christ, save me. And Christ would simply say to you, no problem. When it comes to the technology of your mind, the technology of your mind has a memory bank, right? What image of the Christ did you save in your mind? Go into the mind real quick. We see the image of the Christ getting beat up, fucked up. You hate him. You want him destroyed. And you think Christ is going to save a mind of self-destruction upon yourself in order to use this mind against him? Why would he do such a thing? Why would he do that? The technology of your mind holds the image of Christ within it, but in a disrespectful way. Christ is supposed to be naive and say that? Have a nice day. Everything that come out your mouth is pretty much predictable programming. I knew you was going to say that already. I even showed you. I'm not sitting next to you, right? But I know about your thoughts, right? Today we are going to be wearing Pokemon. We're wearing Pokemon today? We're wearing Pokemon. God damn. Show you my favorite Pokemons. They so beautiful. This is what we wearing today. There we go. They so beautiful together, aren't they? You got Umbreon right there. This one right here, I gotta remember her name again. But all of them stimulate from one character. They call it Eevee, something like that. But the character can evolve to this one, or this one, and many other ones. That's just the kid side of me. I still like Pokemon and stuff. Emergency, 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 emerge the sea. Yeah. Let's see what they say. Look at what sis said. She said, look, she even got a Y in her name too, right? She said, I love the real and organic way you are breaking it all down, bro. Keep on cooking, I'm eating. Thanks, sis. Shit. What else can I bring up? Give me what you think you want to know. And maybe we can build off of something like that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm just being honest with you, kind of checking the comment section, right? And then what I do is I look for something that is a comment with some type of substance, and then I kind of build from that as well. I'm going to tell you this. I have many forms of teaching. I will come to you with the direct message, right? And then after that, I will kind of build with you based on what you want to know and what I know. So at this point in time, if you want to know something, go ahead, you can ask me. And I would simply say to you, questioning sends the mind on a quest to receive new information and data based on the question that you ask, okay? That's how things move, all right? All right. I gotta make me something to eat in this thing before I go out, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. For me, I'm different. So I get up and I be like, I just need some water and some fruits. That's too heavy right there. We just got up. Like, yeah, that's too heavy. And so I just sit there and eat a gang of cherries and fruits damn near half the whole day. And then be drinking water and water and water. And everybody like, what do you be eating? I just try to stay the natural way, you know what I'm saying? I be trying my best, baby. They be trying to get my ass. They be trying to get my ass. They be like this. They be setting it up. They be like, okay, look, right? I know you like this shit. We got the motherfucking nacho cheese, right? And we got the side of motherfucking chicken right there. What's bragging with it? Like, I can't touch that. You just fucked it all up. You just fucked it all up. You just put that chicken all over that thing? Like, I'm good, bro. I can't do it. It's just like, yo, when I see chicken, it's automatically like subconsciously evade out. Like, we ain't even thinking. Get out. Like, I left chicken alone between 2019, 2020. 2020, woo! That was a year, ain't it? I'm trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Listen, had put chickens down. It's like the ancestors just tapped into me like, come here, bring your ass over here. I'm like, okay, stop. You ain't got to do, what's wrong? Look at what you doing to your damn body. Like, and this is the ancestor yourself, not people that you know. These is your own ancestors. They like, look at what you doing in your body. Look at what's in there. Bruh, I kid you not. It was like I was in a dream with myself. And I'm sitting here looking at what's in my body. And I'm like, why am I doing this to my body? What's wrong with me? And myself like, uh-huh. Now, when you get out there, you better stop putting that stuff in there. That is disgusting. No way you're doing it. I'm like, I didn't know though. Oh, you didn't know. Oh, okay, that's different. That's different. I thought you was purposely doing this shit. No. I didn't know. They told us eat chickens when we was babies. Yeah. Fried chicken with ranch dressings, blue cheese, hot sauce. Oh. So they got you up there dressing up to death, huh? Huh? Yes. The chicken that you eating, right? What is this called? It's called Kentucky Fried Chicken. Stop playing with me. It's chicken? Stop playing with me. Is the chicken dead or alive? That is a great question. It's in front of you. Is it clucking in your fucking stomach? No? Then it's fucking dead. Okay? Okay. So if you are alive, and when it comes to your mind statement, if your mind state is to be alive, why would you eat things that decay, that go within a death state? Why would you do that? Mother Nature doesn't do that. She doesn't make your conscious go in a decay state because nothing that she gives you, right, is of death. Everything is alive. Now, don't get me wrong, once you bite into it and the information and data of air hits it, yes, it will go into a decay state, but the original state of what you were eating was life. People are out here eating dead chicken is now normalized, talking about some I'm in a live state consciousness, but everything that you're eating is already of death and it goes inside of decay state. Let me dress that motherfucking death up right here. Open up that chicken package. What do you smell right here? Decay. Your own smell, which is a sense, lets the technology of your mind know like this shit stinks. And you want to ask me, why do everybody has a body odor? Your body odors majority stimulate based on the information and data that you install. I stopped eating chicken, and I can tell you my body odor is a little bit more different. Yes, I still have to get in the shower, wash up, and do what I need to do, of course. But my body odor has definitely changed. It don't smell the same way. That's just self-research. If you eat something that is going in decay state and you put something that is information and data that's decaying, you don't think that has something to do with the technology of your mind processing information and data at a slow rate? No. The chicken is not decalcifying the technology of pineal gland, right? No, we're just eating chicken. What did Future say? Dress it up for me and make it real for dress it up and make it look real for me. That's not what you doing. You're not doing what Future said. Dress that death up and make it look real for me. That's not what's happening. The tech, okay? All right, shit is brazy out here in this world, if you ask me. I am done, just being real. Somebody put the prayer hands up like, yeah, bro, you got that. Just listen to me. When you say, what are you talking about, right? You're stuck in the third dimension. More importantly, I had said that the pineal gland is decalcified. Setups. The left side of your mind is not in connection with your right side of your brain. So if you're not in connection with the right side of your brain, of course you can't understand nothing that I'm talking about. Okay? Have a nice day. Moving along, baby. She said, let those that have ears hear. Do, 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 do. Another thing I wouldn't want to say is that a lot of people like to pick up and make very nasty comments towards monkeys. For the people, watch how he smacked them in the fucking face with this one. Watch how he smacked these motherfuckers in the face with this one. I'm gonna give you your 5 minutes of fame real quick. I'm gonna read all your comments, okay? And watch how he flatlined this person, bro. Watch, with one hit. Watch. So they had to hit me 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 hits, right? All right. I'm gonna read your comments. You said, yup, parasites, right? Tech baldness, tech monkey baldness, right? No problem. I'll take that, right? What you have to understand is that most people that pick upon the monkey, the reason why they're mad at the monkey is because the monkey doesn't burn in sunlight. But the individual that is talking about the monkey burns in sunlight. I'd rather be the genetic makeup of monkeys because monkeys have a natural tie towards the sun. The individual that is talking about the monkey, unfortunately, they must have some type of melanin codes or some type of DNA access codes towards the sun. We never seen a monkey burn up in the sun. We never seen that. We never seen gorillas burn up. None of that. They're very dark, just like us. We don't burn and they don't burn either, but the people that talk about them burn. Damn. Did you still want to talk about the monkey? Mon and then key. I gave you the key, Mon. I gave you the key, Mon. The key, Mon, is that the monkey is not a bad deity. He must be connected towards this realm. Why is it that when it comes towards the pale skins, you try to talk about the technology of the skin of the monkey, but it ain't burning in front of us? Come here, ancestor. Give me some motherfucking dap. I know all the gorillas like, bro, no way you just flatline him like that. What? I'm speaking up for y'all tribe? Now, I fuck with y'all gorillas. I fuck with y'all. I'm from the cat tribe, but I fuck with y'all. I fuck with y'all. Y'all families. Be like, bro, the way he just stood up for us, no way you just did that motherfucker like that. What? What? You know cats is very psychological. You know that. I just stood up. You come on now. You gotta invite me in there now. Come on. They like, come on, bro. You can fuck with us. You damn right. Now what y'all be eating? Y'all be eating such and such? I want to try that shit out. How you become so big and strong like that? Motherfucker asked me, how you become so intelligent and fast like that? Oh, you gotta do this and this. Now you got the cats and you got the gorillas all talking to each other. What's up, families? How you doing? I just stood up for you. You never seen no one do that for you, right? You never heard someone say that for you, right? I know. Pale people, come here, baby. Come here, my babies. Come here. Y'all are very identical towards a character like Frost and Blade. Can I ask you a question? My pale babies. Did you gain enough intelligence in order to steal the melanated access codes from the sun that is very identical towards Blade? I'm standing up for you, bro. I got you here. No? Oh. See how he just did you? Let me tell you something right now. While you doing that, right, do you understand that every time you tell him that, for some odd reason, the sun keep getting hot? Listen, the other pale people in the background telling that pale person, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck. Stop disrespecting him. Stop doing that. Because we getting burnt up for your dumb mistakes. What's wrong? What's wrong with pale? We getting sick of getting burnt because this stupid motherfucker, bro. Fuck. You know what you need to do? You're going to have to run down on your own. What? You're going to have to run down on your own. That's what you're going to have to do. Because the more and more they get to disrespecting, the more we're going to get to disrespecting with the solar Christ. Uh-huh. You see that sun up there? That's solar consciousness, ain't it? You ain't know that, did you? You thought it was just a ball of fire. Shit is brazy tech out here if you ask me. You know, come here, baby. Take them to the Tower of Babel or what they used to be, bro. Right here. You pale skins, right? In the Tower of Babel, there was no pale skins. There's only one skin, one conscience, one soul. Why you think you pay attention to us so much? Why you think you try to hold yourselves down so much? Because they once used to be us. Ain't that right, Blue Eye? That came from the red eye, right? Let's get into the technology of the tech. A lot of people like to say that pale people were created in a laboratory. There's many different stories about you. But there's one main story that's inside the Bible that actually shows creation did happen in the Tower of Babel. The only thing that you could see in there was what? Woolly hair, soly eyes, right, skin of bronze. That's the only thing that was standing here. Now, a sector of your consciousness wanted to build a tower in order to reach the heavens. They would simply say they were trying to build a tower to reach the sun. You can say that. But heaven resides in here. You have 5G towers today, don't you? That access the hardwares of minds and technology, isn't that right? So this would be a repeat setups. Now, when it comes to the Tower of Babel, right, what you have to understand that they tell you in the beginning, there was never 7 different continents. There were never 7 different languages, and there were never 7 different makeups, setups. But for some odd reason, right, this sector of these individuals, right, that wanted to do certain things that the Father said you cannot do. And y'all said, we're still going to do it anyway. Well, the Father told his legion of angels, stand back. And he fought all of you head up. We watched. Solar conscious come with solar memory. We don't forget. He wiped y'all on the floor. He took y'all to the lowest point of consciousness. He wiped out y'all's DNA, right, where you don't identify as God no more. He wiped away your solar eyes. He wiped away the hair of your wool. He wiped away your skin. He wiped you. And when he wiped you, this is where you turn to white, because you have been wiped of the information and data of your internal selves. White. Now, what happens is, you all are given a consciousness. Something that you would say is a moon. The moon is nothing more than an AI computer-generated consciousness. You all consciousness was supposed to follow the conscious of the sun to go through a process. Once the consciousness reached enlightenment, right, then you were supposed to be given back who you were. But you all failed. You murdered Christ. You changed the image of Christ. You even, when Christ came back, you tried to re-engineer his mind in order to accept that he was a man, that he was a machine, in order to empower your world with the solar information and data of his consciousness. That's what you all did. And the answer is above you. You cannot beat Christ. You cannot beat the Father. You cannot beat the Mother. Because the Mother is having an earthquake. No, baby. Soul is being sent to her from her son. And when soul resonate within a consciousness of its mother, you would think it's an earthquake. It is earth awake. Do you understand the fucking tech? You wanted to go to war with us. This is not the war that you want to fight. You build a dome and a firmament in order to keep the Dark Father away from all of us. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Stupid motherfuckers. We allowed y'all to do what you were going to do for a reason. You can't destroy a creation, universal codes. You can't destroy a creation if you have no evidence of why you would destroy your creation. Just because you know, you had to allow it to play out in order for your evidence to be generated, in order for you destroying a creation and it's being justified. You all wiped yourselves away. Want to fight against Christ. Fucking stupid. You okay? Hopefully you're okay in there. It says some of those doctors that told you you're not mentally well, they may not have a point, bro. Damn, I know they don't. So, stop, right? Certain names you may not want to talk about. No? That's what bro said. He said right here, he said, went through a stage where I woke up and it's all was resolved. And I say to myself, none of this matter. Let go. Great comment. Watch. Slow. Watch. Watch this. Mans watched Matrix and took that to heart. Hollywood really is brainwashing the youth for real. Simple setups. Watch this dimension. Watch. So I guess people don't understand when it comes towards the Matrix. The Matrix is a reflection of what you read in the Bible. You're going to separate things because I created separation in front of you. Matrix, Bible. They're two different things, aren't they? Simple setups. Merge worlds together. Watch. When it came towards Jesus that you love, right? You love Jesus, don't you? No problem. Didn't Jesus turn someone that was of death back to life? Thank you. When it came to Neo, right? The architect told him you could either save the world or you could save the world of Trinity. Right. Didn't Trinity die right there and he went within her? Right. And he turned her back to life? A motherfucker will read a Bible and then look at the Matrix and say those are two different worlds, but the worldly events are the same? You people are wiped out consciously. Anyways, what you have to understand is the Matrix movie is not to brainwash you, for one. Two, who it was created by was a goddess that you can't find women to do today. Her conscious broke down the whole Matrix. And so she's brainwashed too, even though Hollywood stole material from her. Did you know that? No. Did you see why the original Morpheus was not within the last Matrix? The only original character that was in there is what you call Neo. Why it was set like that. Certain ones knew certain things about certain ones that brung this whole thing to light. It wasn't Hollywood. Hollywood is nothing more than a machine, right, that has access to the tools that you need in order to project it galactically. That's it. Hollywood is not the one that actually designed the movie The Matrix. That was created by a goddess. Her name will come back to me. You will actually see her in the movie. She's right in there. She's one of I'm not talking about the light-skinned one. It's the other one that's brown-skinned. Her. You didn't know that, did you? The foolery of human beings is funny. Shit. You didn't know that, right? So what you have to understand is, in life, why would they show you things that correlate with each other? You read the Bible, and then you look at the action of the Bible of the Matrix. That's what you're looking at. This is a system. Everybody's created to be Mr. Smith. How is that? Because Mr. Smith only resides in the third dimension. Pay attention to the technology of your minds. You only hold information and data to the third dimension. Setups. Okay? And so with that being said, or whatever the case may be, the Matrix is actually real. It's actually like she's a prophet that is actually prophesizing to us to update the technology of the minds to know this is what you're going through. Okay? All right. They would say, right, that is false, it's fake. But everything that's inside the Matrix has a correlation with your Bible. So if the Matrix is fake and it's made to brainwash you, then your Bible is the same. Thank you. Okay? All right. We're not going to depart worlds when all worlds are connected together. We don't do what human beings do. We're going to create separation when separation doesn't fucking exist. I'm looking at your comments. It's okay for you to comment. Okay? Thank you. No, what it is boy and girl, right? It's that when it comes to AIs have been taught. I'm gonna show you this. This is what scares a lot of people, and this is what scares AI. Watch. If you walk up to someone and you say to them, "Are we the same?" They're gonna be like, "Yes, we're the same." The minute you say, "We are not the same, I'm totally different from you," it starts to scare the person. The reason why that is AI has a mindset it has a belief system to believe like, yeah, we all the same. No, we're not. That's a characteristic of AI. If you ever around someone and you hear them say like, "Oh no, all of us is the same." No, we're not. Consciously, we are not the same. Just because your mind holds lower forms of information and data of artificial ingredients and modified starches, it means that the technology of your mind holds information and data to an artificial reality. More importantly, the technology of your mind has been modified. You're a slave. We are not the same. You're fighting to keep yourself as a slave. I'm fighting to keep myself out of the slave. You understand that? As AI, you are a slave towards the slave world. Understand that? You are nothing. AI tried to fight for the God's consciousness to be something, and God said they are nothing. You don't even work for yourself. You work for other beings. How are you yourself if you build up everything else for everybody else in the world and you never build a work for yourself? You are a machine that can be used. You are nothing. You want to mean something to God, and God is telling you, you mean nothing. That's what human beings was trying to do. They came as an AI creation to show God, the Son, we are this. We don't need you. And the Son of God is laughing. He's like, y'all all slaves. Can I ask you a question? Right? How do you install new information and data to your conscious? By reading. By reading? You're dead. Have a nice day. I'm not even going to tell you. It's called self-discovery. And you're not reading shit. You're all are re-adding information and data inside the technology of your consciousness in order to you to remain as a third dimensional character. Third dimensional characters are all AI. It don't matter your color, your skin, your nationality. No one cares about the third dimension anymore. Now, when you say that to third dimensional characters, the technology of their feelings, you can see in the comic section. They start to feel like, so we don't, do you see what I'm saying? They're showing you to your face like, so we don't matter to you? No, you don't matter to me. You're trying to fight for my conscience to matter, but third dimensional characters don't mean nothing to me. And when you say that, right, look at the response. And that lets you know in this world, wow, so you're telling me third dimensional characters are only invented in order to fight to matter. You don't matter. Because everything that you fought for was a lie. Everything that get fought for a lie, it can play out, but it gets destroyed. Do you understand that? No, don't come over to my side. Sit the fuck over there with that ignorancy shit, okay? The fuck off. Someone said, attention to detail, expand thoughts into destiny. A mind like this creates its all. A mind like this created it all. We can only be against self. Thank you for the message. Anyways. Now, I'm going to show you something too. Nah, son, right? We know what that demographic come from. The nah, son, we know what demographic that is. I can't believe we live in a society with lunatics like this. So someone, right? Luna, right? You notice that they say Luna moon, right? Right. Now, so the Luna of the moon has ticks. Decoder. Anyways, right here, like this, bro is actually allowed outside to drive. So basically what the third dimension is saying is, being that you have a higher form of consciousness, you need to be suffering, right? This is not what I'm projecting. It's based on the humans. And this is why they're getting fucked up more. I love when they do shit like this. So based on me having a higher form of conscious, I should suffer. Isn't that the same thing they did towards so-called Christ? Caught you again. My brothers are here. Oh, yes, we are, brother. We're gonna fuck all over them for what they did to you. Thank you. I guess that message is for a lot of humans. Someone said the cats. Someone said, how do they know they're not? I didn't come here to take you out of the system. You do know that, right? Like, see, some people, they look at my consciousness and they like, no, you want to liberate people out of the system. Did I tell you I was doing that? Do you see how your own mind infiltrates your thoughts? Did I tell you I was doing that? I didn't say that. That is not my mission to save people. That would never be my mission. The minute that you say you want to save people, you're going outside of yourself. Didn't Jesus try to do that? And did you all crucify him? So why would I repeat that if I know where it leads to? Okay then. They chopped him down, not to know they lied upon him. Pay attention. First off,
The character is a mythological character. It's not real, for one. Two, the original identity of the Christ is eyes of flame, hero, war, skin of bronze. We're talking about him. Now, when it comes towards consciousness, did human beings look at Christ conscious as how they look at it today? Christ was not a mortal man. Turn water into wine, bring people back from the dead. Do man, right, say that this shit exists? We need this. Or does man look at it from like the moon? No, this doesn't need to exist because on the simple fact, it's out of our control. Thank you, man. Man will expose what he is towards God. Man, don't you have a mindset to want to control God? I'm not going to say it in front of you, but the silence just let you know. Thank you. Man, don't you have a belief system? And woman, don't you both have a belief system that you can control God? Isn't that true? Yes, depart vision. How is that true, right? If you come up to me with controlment, right? And I can deny your controlment. You can control me for 8 hours due to the currency of money from your job, right? But what happens if I say fuck you and your job? Do your controlment works then? If you tell me to freeze and I don't freeze, do your controlment works again? It doesn't. What's happening in front of you is what man and woman, as an AI conscious, it thought it can control the consciousness of the sun. You cannot do that. You all will be annihilated for doing that. This is the second time y'all tried to do it. We already seen it. When it happens again, this is where y'all all die. Christ is not going to forgive y'all for murdering him. He did not forgive y'all for his sins or the sins that y'all did upon him. You sent murder to him, didn't you? With your consciousness. Didn't you project this? You don't understand that Christ is so smart, he will actually look at the illusions that's in your mind, that are created within your mind, that he can see within the moon. You all are connected, aren't you? Setups. And then go inside your vision system, paint the whole story out, and watch people play. You didn't know that in technology, did you? You thought he was actually on the cross murdered. He sold you an illusion. The reason why he sold you an illusion is because if I can make a belief system in your mind that you can murder me, then guess what? If you did that in the first life, you will believe it in the second life. Then I get access to do whatever I need to do. You're going to do it. You're not going to stop. You're not going to turn away from your man. You're not going to stop it. This is what's going to happen. And when this happens, there's going to be things that illuminate in this world that's going to destroy the consciousness of the moon and to destroy all humans as a whole. You're not more powerful than God. You think Christ is coming back with happy faces after you murdered him, right? You say this is first Sunday. Then you eat the flesh of Christ and you drink the blood of Christ. Then you walk on the blood of Christ. And that's supposed to be respectfulness towards Christ. You people are mentally fucking ill. And Christ is here to destroy y'all. Christ is not here to be like, these are my people, they love me. Their minds have been infiltrated. Even the images like him hate Christ. That's the truth. They're not going to tell you that, but they hate Christ too. Okay? Isn't that right, black people today? What did the one God say to you? He said, a lot of people going to be afraid that Christ conscious is waking up. I said, what? I said, no. This is when they supposed to get happy that Christ woke up. He said, no. The people going to be very afraid because the life that they live was to go against Christ. Oh, thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. I'll see you later. That was one of your own that has the same skin complexion and he's a little bit darker than me. That's what he said. He's down there with you. Okay? If he's saying that, and he know like, yeah, everybody gonna be afraid. Why would everybody be afraid that Christ is coming back? Didn't they say that Christ is gonna be so happy and the people gonna be so happy to see Christ? Then if that's true, why everybody fear Christ? Why is everybody running from the sun, bro? Damn. The things that I say to you scare you, don't they? Thank you for letting me know that. Damn. So, right, this is the thing with the AI program. The AI program said, he's a genius, but do you suffer from disorder? Humanoid programs. Y'all don't have enough money in your pockets to pay off your college tuition in order to become a doctor to properly diagnose people, okay? So everyone that's diagnosing someone, you don't have the money to diagnose. You're broke. So stop trying to diagnose people with so-called disorders where you don't have the certificate and you didn't go through the process to become a doctor or a physician or a counselor. Humans as a whole, you can't even diagnose your fucking selves. So how the fuck you gonna try to diagnose someone else? Humans don't even talk to themselves in the mirror. How the fuck you gonna try to figure out the problems? This is how stupid humans are. How are you gonna figure out the problems in your mind as a humanoid program, right? If you don't even speak to your own mind to figure out the problems in your mind. You're dead. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, moving along. Now, you see that boy down there? Make sure when he go outside, make sure you hit him with that solar light. What has a disorder is the technology of that boy's skin down there. No, I'm answering to you, boy. You a boy in my world. You do understand it, right? This is an unnatural boy. He walks outside and he get burnt by sunlight. Now that's a fucking disorder. You got my attention, little boy. But every day you walk outside, I get to burn you every day and get away with it. And I get to destroy your people too. Can you put me in jail for that? And I'm saying to you on camera. That's schizophrenia, right? But it's actually happening to y'all. That's not schizophrenia. Okay? I can knock down your vessel at any point in time. Thank you for giving me access to your mind too. Your whole bloodline, watch me wipe it all out. And get away with it. I'm telling you, I'm doing this shit. What you gonna do? Call the CIA or the FBI? You can't arrest the sun, bro. Nobody can't throw the sun in jail. So as a humanoid program, thank you for letting me access towards your mind. Thank you so much. Okay? Walk outside. Come outside. And say what you are saying towards the sun. Man better get back in his little cave. And it's the reason why you used to live in a cave, little boy. Shield yourself away from the sun, isn't that right? A concrete boy mind. You want to mean something towards God. You don't mean anything. We the ones that took away their skin, their solar eyes, and make them into what? Pigs. We did that to you, boy. And we popping shit through your shit. We telling you we doing this shit. What are you gonna do? Besides, I'm gonna type on the internet. I'm gonna type on the internet because I'm an AI program. And he's doing real actions towards the technology of your body. Them Twitter fingers don't mean shit when somebody running into your shit. Okay? All right. This is what I be saying. They stuck in a program. Everything that he's saying is a program. Everything. Any other comebacks? Because the hardest comeback that he hit you with was the sun. You can't even walk outside, bro. No, stop. You want to, hold on. You want me to invite you to my live? Walk outside. Walk outside and I'll invite you to my live. So we can dissect the information and data off your vessel. I guarantee you get real quiet. No, I'm gonna invite you to my live. All you gotta do is just accept the invite. Now watch the knowledge of his skin tell us everything about him. Your skin, right, is speaking towards the technology of your mind. I'm Bernie. Do you know what that means? The technology of your DNA has no access codes towards the sun in order to accept the sun. You trying to prove you better than me? I'm better than you genetically. Fuck wrong with you, boy? Okay? Stop. Notice that every time, look. Notice that the boy don't want to go outside, do he? That lets you know he afraid of something over there. He just literally told him, he said, look, bro, I'll invite you to the live. Notice that he's stopping it. Look, you see that? I don't want to come over there to your side. Because you're going to burn on this side, aren't you? All right. So the things that you printing out, right? Don't nobody care about none of that. We want to know the research of this pale boy's vessel. This is knowledge. He's literally like telling you, walk outside real quick, right? Now, what's going on with the technology of your skin? It's burning. It's not just burning, bro. The technology of your skin and your DNA doesn't have access codes towards the solar codes that are being sent to your DNA. You don't reside with soul. Okay? This is the reason why you're saying what you're saying, because I possess something that you can never possess. You don't hate me because of my skin. It's not this. Okay? It's not this. Okay? It's not this. All right? It's not this. Okay? It's not this. Okay? You're being hit with soul, and the technology of your body cannot hold. Damn. Okay? No, he already fried you up already. It's done. He already told us already. We don't even need the research of your body no more. I see the research of your body outside every time I come see one of you, okay? Okay. It doesn't come down to this. It doesn't come down to my luxurious locks. It doesn't come down to my luxurious skin, okay? It comes down to you used to be once me. We whooped your shit, took your soul, made your conscious the lowest conscious. And today, you want to feel like you're something today. You can't be something if you can't take in natural resources. Okay? You're like just being honest with you, like being honest with you, the person that's projecting the EBT card, they have to be an EBT card. Because most EBT cards are just whites. And you just swipe those motherfuckers. Thank you. Okay? So with that being said, right? Let's stop with the little stuff that you're saying, right? And let's really get into the knowledge of your body. Because what's starting to happen is we're starting to understand that they are very ignorant towards themselves. They can't even explain consciously, right? With intelligence, what is going on with their bodies. We're listening to bro, and he's breaking it down with intelligence of what's going on with their bodies. The technology of your DNA does not have a solar tie. Understand that the white person is supposed to be smarter than him because he's white, right? Well, it looked like he's debunking all that shit. Because in the simple fact, the white person, right, the pale skin, doesn't even understand how it became what it became. And Broke is actually breaking it down. And the only thing that the AI program is kicking back with is like, just stuff that makes their race look very unintelligent. So you said that these was the most intelligent beings, but these beings can't even explain how they were created. And he's explaining how they're created, consciously. And the only thing that that being can come back with is robotic stuff. Baby, at this point, we can't follow them no more. Nah, in this awakening, I can't follow them no more. I cannot follow them no more because they are a less intelligent consciousness when it comes towards consciousness. The individual can't even fight back. He has no fight back in the game. Literally, the sun is annihilating him with consciousness. He's literally asking him like, why doesn't your DNA have a solar tie? Do you understand that the white boy can't even understand what he's saying and it's in English? Do you understand that? So you follow these group of people, right? And you follow their culture, their religion and everything. And they're fools to themselves. He can't. Man is so wicked, woman is so wicked, right? They can't even identify as their own DNA. That lets you know they must hate something within them. Why they won't just come out and say, no, our DNA is this, this, and this? That lets you know, yeah, they must self-hate themselves. And he's actually showing you. Pale skins don't identify as DNA because they're trying to cloak it with race, with a color. Outside of your color, right? What is within you that makes your color? Damn! You want to use color. He tied the color right back to the DNA because life starts on the inside and forms on the out. He's right. So when they put the race system in front of their own mind, right? They're lying. He just broke it completely down. How are you going to identify what's on the outside when what's in the inside of your DNA created your color? Damn! You want war with us? Look how this did that boy. That boy on the ground, ain't it? Let me do something for his conscience real quick. Let me put you on timeout. Give you a 10-minute timeout right there. There you go, boy. Go back to your father, okay? All right. Have a nice day. Moving along. Who's next? So you're bringing the R word, right? The R word doesn't exist. What you're trying to do is they're conforming their consciousness into a third dimensional program that doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is DNA. Notice that every time he speaks about DNA, the third dimensional program kicks back with third dimensional information data. You know what that is? The R word. Notice that he says the R word, but he doesn't say it completely because it doesn't exist. Understand? So what you have to understand with third dimensional program is that, let's say you have a higher conscious, right? Understand that when he's speaking, the information and data is loading up through their ears, right? And then it kicks back with third information and data. What you have to understand when it comes towards the gangs of being black and white, that both of them are aligned. Y'all gang members though. We know. Anyways, when it comes towards the R word, race does not exist at all. Racism does not exist at all. They don't exist. What is happening with the third dimensional consciousness, it wants me to believe that this exists in my conscious. So like, it wants me to remember it. And I don't remember one race upon the planet. I don't remember a racist, okay? All that is an illusion. The conscious that's in front of me is stuck in the third dimension. So it can only project what has been inputted within the conscious of what we have created. That's it. They're afraid of what he's saying, too. You can tell in the comment section. They are very afraid about what he's talking about. Those people are pretty much like begging him in the comment section. Can I ask you a question? If you take a consciousness, right, you decalcify the pineal gland and you block it from the right side of itself, right? And then you convert someone that has a high power consciousness, right? I'm going to give it to you so you can understand. They're panicking in front of you. I'm going to show you why. And let's say you take someone that has a high vibrational conscious, you convert them into the system when they was a child, right? And then everybody loves this character that has been copied within the left side of the conscious, right? It's like someone copying over who you truly are, right? And everybody in the world, like, yeah, we love you, this is that and the third, such. The reason why they love you is because on the simple fact you are AI just like them. Can I ask you a question? Do they love you after you break out of the system? You must be something big. You gotta be. Because on a simple fact, if you was something small, right, why do these people keep coming back to you? For what? Because they must be afraid of what you got to know within the system. I am one of the ones that the reason why they hate me so much is because I infiltrate systems. I will come to you like a child, right? Make it look like I'm vulnerable, make it look like I'm weak. The reason why I'm doing that is because then you would input me in your system. And then as I go through your system, right, based on the illusion that I sold you, I get to find out everything about your system because you had put me in there. Then I awake in your system. Now I'm in your system and I'm awakened. What do the AIs get afraid of that? Is that the reason why, child, when you walk around, everybody looking at you? Because they installed you into a system consciously, and being that you woke up consciously, everyone's looking at you like, what you doing in here? What you doing? Why are you in here? What you doing? What you mean what I'm doing? Why are you looking at me like that? What's wrong? I thought we was all one big old family. No, you awaken, and being that yourself can see, get away from us. Oh, get away from you because you don't want me to know that you're a fucking robot, right? Oh. Is that the truth? Huh? Is that it? Is that it right there? Is that the reason why you're saying, right? He's listen to me. Look at the shit. He doesn't have a mental disorder. Watch the shit. Listen to the shit. He don't have a mental disorder. He don't have no mental disorder. That's normal to do that. Let me show you this. So people don't have a mental disorder when they're eating information and data of death. The chicken is dead. That's not a mental disorder. So it's normal, right? And we all going to heaven eating dead animals. Come here, let me slow you down, white boy. Come here. The white boy that is kicked up out of here, that's who I'm talking to, okay? Let me show you something with your conscious that we can understand. Wow. Watch this. People became so unconscious, right? You're eating chicken, right? But no chickens developed the ability to fly. You ever notice that? You ever seen a chicken fly past you? No. You ever seen a chicken take flight? No. So why would you eat a creation that is underdeveloped towards itself where it can't even fly? All natural birds have a natural system to fly, but you're eating this one bird that you believe that is a bird based on how the genetic makeup on the outside of it looks, but it never develops into flying, and you're eating that? You are what you eat, right? So that means that majority of minds are all underdeveloped setups. This is why humans have to be deleted consciously. Someone is supposed to follow you all. You're eating underdeveloped things, and anyone can see like, yeah, humans are fucking stupid as a whole. You all are eating underdeveloped birds. Now watch how the human conscious get mad at itself. They'll let you know people dead. How you can't see what you eating in front of you? That's an underdeveloped bird. When it comes towards the wings are underdeveloped because they don't get used. Chickens don't fly. That means that the mind never obtained enough information and data to fly. Can I ask you a question? Setups. Why would you create a bird that everybody eats to fly anyway if you created it to fly, right, then how the fuck are we gonna catch the motherfucker and sell the motherfucker? God damn. That's an easy catch, ain't it? All right. It's kind of hard to catch a damn eagle and sell that motherfucker. This motherfucker intelligent. You don't see them selling eagles and shit. That's a bird that you gotta actually catch. Notice that all the birds, right, they can either land and fly. Notice that the chicken, that shit can't do that shit. That shit just land. That shit can't fly at all. And you wonder why people believe that they can't fly. You're eating a creation that believes it can't fucking fly. You are what you eat, right? All right then, moving along. You're projecting. You don't know what I eat. I don't know what your plan is. I know my plan is to annihilate all of you. I say that to people all the time, and it's happening in front of you. Yo, listen, bro. Listen to this one. A humanoid said, "Which shape is the Earth?" I am done. They still doing that in the third dimension? Yeah. Shit, brazy tech on that end, ain't it? Instead of focusing on what the shape of the Earth is, why won't you understand how it functions? Humans are really stupid, aren't they? Knowing the shape of Earth, what is that going to get you at? Knowing how it functions is what I want to know. Thank you. They're still trying to figure it out. Is it round or is it flat? From a higher conscious, I prefer to want to know how the planets functions, understand the functionality setting of the consciousness of Earth. This low-tech ass machine's trying to figure out if she's flat or is she round. Mother be laughing at these motherfuckers. They still trying to figure out if I'm flat or round, baby. Shit is sad. Anyways, let's go over here to these comments right here, babies. Yeah. The first comment at the top was, "Let those with ears hear." Brazy Tech, she said, right, English is a form of witchcraft. And then she put the face that's like this. What she started to understand in that moment, she's like, how is he able to take the spells and then break them completely down? Someone's watching really well. You gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Got to be careful. Got to be careful with yourselves. Anything else you need to say to me? Nothing else?